Hi, my name is Marian Poirier. I sit on the board of the CFA Society of Sydney. I'm really happy to be joined today by Nidal Danoun from Prosperity Financial Services. Nidal, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem, it's a pleasure. Probably seen recently, so the CFA Society of Sydney recently launched our open letter campaign, trying to encourage market participants to sign up to the CFA Asset Manager Code of Conduct. Touching on a lot of things like making sure we bring the purpose in financial services back to the client, and increasing transparency, trust, ongoing communication. Ethics, as you know, is a massive part of the CFA syllabus, and just even in our industry, you can't pick up a paper today without hearing the words trust. Let's get financial services back focusing on the true purpose. How did trust and ethics come to play in your organisation and what you do?
It's a great question. Thanks, Marian. Look, there is two parts to it. Fundamentally, I look at trust. I say for a profession to be sustainable, it must maintain public trust. Without public trust, you have no profession. So that's one. Ethics, and I was quite fortunate in terms of being one of the great team lecturing in the review course for the CFA. And ethics and professional standard was a subject that I've actually was lecturing and gaining a better understanding. They always say you understand things better when you teach it. Of the body of knowledge that CFA has and the practical on-ground experience to build that. And as a matter of fact, I had to sit my own CFA ethics exam to become a member of the CFA. But the way I see ethics, and I see a lot of debate about regulation versus ethics, because regulation had to step in, particularly in the financial market, and here in Australia, where we have prescribed into legislation that the advisor must act in the best interest of the client. And I see the debates, regulation versus ethics, and which one we should have. And somehow I find it's probably not very productive, because I think they need to work together. And I explain it kind of in a simplistic approach. If you're trying to have a structural wall to build, I find regulation comes as those big blocks that builds that wall. And I find professional standard, those little rocks that sits in between the big regulation rocks couldn't sort of fill in. But I find ethics is the glue that brings it all together. Because with regulations, you have two things. You have the black letter of the law, which is the form. But what's more important about those regulations is the substance and the spirit of those legislation. So I find ethics and ethical standard help those advisors and those practicing in the industry gain a better understanding of the spirit of those legislation, apply them effectively. So, I can't emphasize, it's not ethics that's important, I think it's an integral part to actually ensure that you're working with these clients. I mean, we had fiduciary duty been around for hundreds of years, and there's plenty of precedents and common law principles around that. So ethics and client trust and integrity, they really work hand in hand, because if you don't have client trust, you don't have a profession, and it's a kind of a very short-term thing that you do.